We're going to talk about the scariest moments you've ever experienced as a state trooper.
Oh man, one of my really good friends, he made a stop and he got on the radio. He said that code and he said shots fired, and then the mic went dead. The thought of not being able to get to somebody to help them is horrific. Not even to talk about this, talk about like something you up. You sit there and you're like, holy
Welcome back, everybody, to the John Rondi Show. I'm your host, John Rondi. Uncle Steve, it's
back
been
again.
several months.
Several months.
My hair went blonde.
Too long. Your hair went blonde. Hey, listen, I don't know if you want to dig into that, but...
No, we don't have to. Not in this episode.
All right. You had a little, late
early life crisis, I'll say.
early life crisis.
I turned 30, and I realized that I've done pretty much everything with my hair but bleach it, so...
Okay. All right. So you tried it.
Is it good, bad, indifferent? How do you feel?
We're going to go with, we're going to let it grow out. Go back to Elvis Black.
I think so, too.
Yeah, Elvis Black.
I got too good a hair.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Well, today, we dipped our toes into this conversation.
Yes.
But we're going to really dive in deep today. We're going to talk about the scariest moments you've ever experienced as a state trooper.
Yes.
Now, scary can mean a couple different things.
And you know what? I got to tell you, when you threw the topic at me, it threw me for a loop.
Why is that?
Well, it's a weird thing because when you say the word scared, I mean, honestly, so the training, I was like scared. Holy shit, am I going to make it through? Holy shit, are these guys going to kill me? That was scary. And then, the reality of going to my first station and, that was because I went, like I've said before, my first stations, and New Jersey's a very diverse state. It was very rural, and I was out with, here I am, I'm plucked out of Essex County, and I'm out in Warren County, which is very rural, and I'm working with, freaking cowboys.
Yeah.
Guys saying howdy to me and shit.
That's scary in itself.
I meet my training officer, and, the first thing he says to me is, were you in the military? And I'm like, no. And he goes, why not? And I'm like, oh boy, here we go. He goes, well, I was a Marine Corps drill instructor. I'm like, oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
I go, this isn't good.
Yeah.
But he was the calmest, just most professional guy. And I learned from him. But it was scary. You could use the word scary. And then expanding upon that, he was a guy that made criminal stops. His whole... So in the state police in the beginning, every road stop can turn into a criminal stop, but back then...
Wait, what's the difference?
Well...
Oh, okay.
He almost based his stops on criminality. Like people that were in the car, where they were coming from, that type of stuff. So here I am at the other side of the car, and, I'm looking at a guy in the driver's seat pulling out a gun from underneath the seat, a kilo of cocaine. So the reality of that is, you're going to get shot.
Yeah.
You're going to get shot, and that sets in real fast the first time you see a guy basically pull a gun out and hand it to your training officer and say, yeah, man, I got a gun under my seat. You're like, holy shit.
This is real.
People really have guns. And people really don't want to go to jail. And in their desperate times, they'll shoot you. Now, that being said, I'm trained. But I'm new. So, I know that I'm very capable of violence, but that's not my job. My job, as I always said throughout my career, and when I was a supervisor, I would tell my guys that were sitting around the table, hey, look, we're public servants, you know? We're not military guys. We're here to keep the peace. But the reality was, it was there was violence out there, and that's a two-edged sword too, because, you know, you're capable of violence, you're trained, and now the reality is not so much that you're going to get shot, but you're going to shoot somebody. And then it comes back to the old adage of, well, you got to make that decision. Do you want to be judged by 6? Oh, I'm sorry. Flip that around. Do you want to be carried by 6 or judged by 12?
Right.
Judged by 12 is you're going to be sitting in a courtroom now. Your split-second decision that you had to make, now you have to explain it to 12 people and convince them that you were justified.
Sure.
But
yeah, and I guess a lot of these things too, because the word scary, you become desensitized to things, right? So the first time you see a criminal is this scary,
right,
and then the second time is this, and third is this. So I guess less scariest moments, maybe just shocking or craziest moments.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure at the end of your career, you've seen everything. You've seen dead bodies. You've seen people go crazy. So you see,
everything.
you know, the first time you saw a dead body on the road was probably like, oh, like that'd be my reaction if I drove by. I remember I walked by one time and I was like, looks like a garbage bag out there. What is that? And then I look closer, and then you see the tape, and I'm like, that's a dude right there, laying there dead. Like that for me, it messed my whole day up.
Yeah.
So I guess we could talk about what just stood out to you in these moments of like, that's not normal. I don't see that every day.
Right. Exactly. And I mean, listen, you know, there were things that were scary that were very funny afterwards.
Right. Not
but they were at the moment, it was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But let me get some shout outs first.
I was gonna say, go ahead.
Okay, we'll get some shout outs.
That was a really good transition at the shout outs.
That was good.
Yeah, that was
Test.
very nice, Uncle Steve.
So
Well, shout out the shirt first. We got to
the
shout them
shirt
boys
is Locale. My two cousins down in Little Silver.
Okay.
Beautiful restaurant right at the train station in Little Silver.
out. Italian food?
Italian food.
Okay.
Fantastic Italian food. And, you know, like I said, they make you feel like family. We were just there, Anita and I, and like the bartender, everybody's like so attentive. The crowd, it's a great crowd. It was packed. And, you know, we just had a really great time, except, you know, my cousin Tommy gives me this shirt, and it's a medium, and I kind of
Well, you're slimming up.
Yeah, I'm slimming up.
And it makes your arms look big.
All right, my arms look big. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Shout out to you. You know what you're doing.
All right.
But, again, that was great. And since we missed a little time, I was actually at the National Troopers Coalition picnic up in Rhode Island. Rhode Island State Police gets a shout out because
Of course.
they hosted the men and women there. They did a great job. And like this, it was raining. It kind of drizzled in and out, but they did a great job.
Are people recognizing you, the other troopers?
Yes,
Good or bad?
all good except for one guy,
Really?
and I was shocked because he happened to be one of the guys. I'm not going to mention that.
That's all right.
He happened to be a guy that has a lot of sway over a lot of the younger guys.
Uh-huh.
So I was kind of taken back by his comment that he made. He was like, "Oh, you're killing us on that podcast," and I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah.
you know." But the younger guys, you know, there's Newark Station, Black Dragons, where I came from.
Right.
Jay Serrano and the crew, beautiful shirts they did. Sorry, Jay, I didn't wear a shirt today, but those guys were all fantastic. Dragons.
Good.
You know, you got to know how to deal with a dragon, though.
Right.
You get the ass from them. They give you, like, the look, and they really don't say hi, but I get it.
Right.
It's a dragon thing.
You're one of them.
And So those guys were great. And then there were the guys, bunch of young guys from Netcong Station, which I just looked at these guys and I just got a smile looking at them and talking to them. They're all growing these like 1970s mustaches.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I love the mustache, man.
It's coming back.
He's like, yeah. I'm looking at all of them. And then I met a bunch of them. They all had the mustache.
If I could grow one, I would. Mine gets probably like yours. Like it's not thick. You know what I mean?
Nah, and like these guys had nice ones. So
yeah, they're nice.
Those guys were really great. I met a bunch of guys from Massachusetts. Couple young guys that saw the podcast and everything.
That's
they
awesome.
were like, "Oh, it's great," blah blah blah. And then Mass had a couple of giant guys. I'm like, "What the fuck do you guys do?" And there was this one guy there, this black guy. He was like, I thought they had like a football player there. This guy was gigantic, and I'm like, "Hey man, you work out?" And he's like. He's looking at himself like, and I'm like, hey, man, joking around. I go, you probably don't miss a day in the gym. But they were great guys. Vermont had a whole crew up there. New York State is always there. And they're good guys. They're just like us. Didn't see too many Pensy guys. They usually roll in pretty hard. But, so that was good. The tug of war that they have at the end of it was not good.
Why?
Well, New Jersey usually wins.
Right.
And there was a couple of guys there from C Troop, that's like Central Jersey, and they're always big giant guys.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, we are gonna fucking kill this year. I'm looking at these young guys, I'm going, oh my God, nobody's beating us. So they put a team up. I forget what state it was, and we ripped them right across. It wasn't even a contest. So now we have to go against Rhode Island. And I'm looking at all these Rhode Island guys, and they're like, nobody's like a big gym guy or anything like that. They were all good-sized guys. They had, they had women. None of the women participated in the except screaming for them to pull.
That helps.
The Rhode Island guys, half of them take their shoes off.
Cheating.
I'm like, what? And I'm looking, and, people that live near the shore and like these Rhode Island guys, I think they got that big clam toe that they pick clams out of.
Right.
And they were digging in with the clam toe. I think it was cheating.
For sure cheating.
So I am going to say I think Rhode Island should put their shoes back on, put their clam toes away.
Put the clam toes away.
And then let us have another crack at
So you put a whole team out of every New Jersey trooper?
Yeah.
And you got to be the best of the best of them.
No, it's like the 11 guys that want to, want to do it. So they do it all the time, and we got blown away by. And
That's a shame.
I think they beat us 2 times, maybe 3 times.
Oh,
yeah, it was
bad.
a
sweep.
It was a sweep. I didn't like it. I wasn't very happy about that.
Tough year for Jersey.
And then we had I met some guys from Alabama. Hilarious, great guys from Alabama. GIF, big shout out to GIF.
All right, shout out GIF.
And the Alabama guys, they're hosting it next year.
You gonna go?
So it's gonna be great down in Alabama. So the South, the furthest south that I've ever heard this picnic was like Maryland.
Oh wow!
It's never been like down in the South. So now Alabama's gonna do it, and it was funny because I'm talking to the one guy from Alabama, and I'm like, hey bro, you got to spit the marbles out of your mouth, or I need I need subtitles, because I couldn't understand a word he was saying. He's like, well, I can't understand a word you're saying. And it was it was freaking hilarious. We both almost needed subtitles.
But I love that accent down there.
Yeah.
That and Louisiana, I think, are two of the best.
Oh, the accent's awesome. There were a couple of old timers there from Louisiana. I didn't see Louisiana, believe it or not, usually rolls in pretty heavy too.
I would imagine.
And I saw a couple of older guys from Louisiana. But there was like some, old Jersey guys there that I saw. It was nice catching up with people. But
that's great.
No, it was really good. And
It's funny they thought that you had an accent.
yeah, they thought I had an
You know, I
accent.
think we have ranked in America the most hated accent. Look that one up, Joe. Look up top 5 most hated accents in America. I believe New York, New Jersey is one, which is weird because I feel like we have a really nice. I guess I could see if you're not from New York,
Right.
hating that. Just like it seems arrogant and nasty and
Yeah, it seems like
Sweet.
and you know, the one kid from Alabama I was talking to, we were, believe it or not, we went to a bar afterwards. And I'm talking to this kid in a bar, and he's like, "Hey man, you gotta slow down when you talk.
That's funny.
Maybe we talk too fast. I don't even know.
I feel like we
But I
do.
love that accent.
Yeah.
Like I'm like a little jealous. I wish I could like throw it out there.
I love the Louisiana-
old Southern accent, you know.
It's timeless, I feel.
But yeah, to my brothers and sisters, a little shout out to them. Obviously, the guys at Newark Station, Netcong, the other troops that I ran into. A lot of people watch the show, watch this, watch
great.
the podcast.
Well, thank you. Thanks
I
for
call
watching
it
the
a
show.
show because I'm an old timer.
No, it's a show. People are watching. They're tuning in.
And yeah, so that was great. And actually, last night I was in Belleville.
Oh, doing what?
I had my day job. I was doing my day
right.
job in Belleville, and I ran into Belleville cop. He recognized me.
No
Wow.
way.
Yeah, real nice kid.
He came up to you?
Yeah,
That's so funny.
came up to me, took a picture. It was nice.
That's
It
so
was nice.
funny.
Yeah, it was nice. And you know what? The young guys, they like hearing the stories,
They
which
do.
is good.
It's like it probably gets them excited into like this is what I'm gonna be dealing with.
I'm gonna be,
I'm being Uncle Steve one
I'm
day.
gonna be an old guy with gray hair, and
Right.
working.
And then you'll have stories to tell on a podcast.
yeah. Of
Joe, what do we
course.
got? Top 5 most hated. No. Top 10. What's wrong, bro? You okay?
My fault. It's in a list of 23.
Okay.
All the accents, best to worst.
Let's go 10 down. Let's go 5. I don't need top 10. Top 5 worst.
Worst.
Top 5 worst accents in the United States.
Okay, the absolute. We'll go backwards.
Start at 5, man. You've never read a list. You do this every time.
It's 1 to 23.
So
The
I
worst
want to
big-
pick the 5 worst. 5 worst accents in America.
All right, number 5, Boston.
I hate it.
Yeah, I
Hate
don't like it.
I think it sucks.
I don't
I hate
like
it. I think that should be 1.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't like.
No.
Plus, red side.
The habit, yeah. Oh God, it seems so forced.
Your whole thing. It's. I hope the Philly. That Philly is.
Oh,
like
that
that
has
great-
to be. That should be 1.
That whole on bullshit.
They should be 1 and 1A. But continue. 4.
Chicago.
Really?
That's like a weird Midwestern
Yeah,
type
Chicago.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see it being annoying. I wouldn't be
I don't
mad
mind
about
that
it.
one so
yeah,
much.
I wouldn't be mad about it.
The Philadelphians didn't even make the list.
Oh my God,
God,
dude.
it's like South Jersey and little shout out to my boys Philly PD. I was at
There we go.
I was at an Italian. I'm actually I was supposed to wear that T-shirt, but it got trumped by this one. I went to a real nice church in Philly. They had like a whole Italian thing for October.
Nice.
A little shout out to my boys in Philly.
All right.
So I heard a lot of ons and all that down there.
So I want to keep this. We got to get your buddy on the podcast. What's his name?
Joe.
What's his last name? Bologna.
Bologna.
Yeah.
I gotta wait until he retires.
I know.
Yeah.
We'll get him on.
With the soup.
The soup?
The soup. The Sunday sauce. Which guy is that?
No, that's another guy.
Get that guy over here.
Yeah. The guy who makes bone soup.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. We're gonna get.
Number 3. Or number 2.
Number 3, New Jersey.
All right.
All right, Jersey.
That's
There we go. We're hated.
yeah.
Number 2, Brooklyn.
Wow.
Really?
I love it though. I love hearing a Brooklyn
See,
accent.
I like it too.
It
It's
makes me
probably
feel
because
old
of where
school.
we're from. It's probably because they actually take our accent and
Yeah.
they just amp it up.
I think it makes me feel comfortable. Like
Yeah.
I want to hear an old Italian lady speak with a Brooklyn accent. I just feel
Yes.
so. I'm home. You know what I mean?
If you even if
so
you,
comforting.
if you dash in an Italian accent with a Brooklyn twang,
Yeah.
that's like unbelievable.
It's like my grandmother. Maybe that's why I like it so much. Number 1.
New York City.
That's crazy. That first of all, they're separating them, which is weird. What's the difference between Brooklyn and New York City?
You know what?
Slight difference, but there's
Slight
no.
difference.
If you're not from around here, you can't.
You can't tell.
There's no way.
People accuse us all the time. Oh, what are you from? New York?
Ugh.
No, New Jersey. Oh, New York.
Like Essex
I go,
County,
no.
yeah.
It's separate. It's actually a separate state, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Figure it
like,
out.
That's
Yeah. Whole different accent.
we're like right below them.
Yep.
I know I say that all the time, but I get that, and it's like, no, New Jersey.
Yeah.
But
I also I wonder when they say New Jersey, what accent they're probably talking about, like the Essex County, Hudson County
they
accents.
have to, because.
But I love those too.
But I'm telling you right now, you go outside of Bergen County, right, and Essex County, and they don't talk like us.
No, they don't. I don't talk like you guys talk. Like
No.
and the Hudson County guys are even worse.
Oh, forget it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hudson, Bergen, and Essex. Yes. Hudson County. I need subtitles sometimes.
Sometimes they sound like they're in old school movies.
You're from Hudson County, right, Joe?
Joe's
New York.
Joe's a
Hudson
blend. He's
County.
a melting
My
pot of
father
accents.
was Brooklyn,
Okay.
and then my mother grew up in Hudson County.
Wow. How about this kid?
I don't know
If you didn't talk slow, we would need subtitles for you.
If you don't know what Joe looks like, I want you to close your eyes and just paint a picture. I'd be very curious to see if anybody can match.
You think
what
he's
you look
a
like.
75-year-old
I know he said this
guy.
all the time. I want somebody to comment below what you think Joe looks like. You haven't seen
It
it.
finally made it to my videos.
Good.
The bread I made, they're like, why does this guy look 16, but he sounds like he's 56, and he's
See?
got a tenure. He's like a tenured union guy.
Sounds like the
Yeah,
guy from the John
there you
Rondi
go.
show.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm just Joe from the Rondi
No,
show.
stop. Well, that's crazy. We made the top 3 list: New York City, Brooklyn, and
course.
New Jersey. Whatever. Heinous because anus. And then Philly wasn't even that's wild. Whatever.
That list is skewed.
We're not.
that's-
somebody from Philly made that list up.
Somebody from Philly made that
The
up. They
best
took
one was
themselves
the
out.
southern accent. I mean,
I love that one. How could you not love a nice southern twang?
I love that one.
Sweet as peaches down there. All right, that was fun. All the shout outs are done. We're good.
I think we're
no more. I
good.
think we're okay. Scariest moments. Let's go back in time to your early days. Something that smacked you in the face, and you're like, "Wow, I'm really in this."
So, and again, the only way that I could do it is basically chronological order, right?
yeah.
So when I first got on, I mean, and I've talked about it before. Obviously, there was the house fire. You got to tell somebody that
That's
their
tough, yeah.
their family member died, and how do you do that? And then you have to go and see your first body that that someone that has burnt in a fire.
Have you ever seen a dead body off of duty?
You know what? No.
And how many do you think you've seen?
Oh my God. There's a Rolodex in my brain.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not a handful.
Oh no. No. There's a lot.
That's so fucked
There's
up.
a lot, and it's weird because so when I'm driving around, Anita's very sensitive to it. If we're driving somewhere and I all of a sudden get quiet and I just I'm sitting in the seat and I'm driving, she'll grab my hand, and she's like, "What's the matter?" I'm like, and she's like, "Oh, okay." Because I just drove somewhere where, I saw something that was horrific, and you just relive it. You relive it through, like I said, a smell,
Ugh.
a sound, a place, even looking at a building sometimes or a house or whatever. It takes you back there, and it's something that you didn't want to see. You wish you could unsee it, but you can't.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it's a Rolodex in your head, and you don't want to go through that Rolodex
No.
ever, and it just sucks. But so that was bad. The first time you get a barricaded subject in a house, we had that when I was out in Hope.
A barricaded subject?
Yeah, so you get a guy that's going nuts. He's in his house, and he's shooting at troopers from his house, and you're like, this is real. Like, this guy is looking to kill us. And again, it's the consequences of what's going to happen. And luckily, it was nothing. It was just, he put down his gun, he came out, and everything was fine. But, there was that. There was, for me, again, coming from Essex County, now I'm out in a rural part of New Jersey. And bad enough, I drove up there with my father, and he's like, hey, Steve, there's stuff here that can eat you. And then I'm working, and they're like, yeah, if you ever have to go to this area, it's really wooded, and there's mountain lions. And I'm like, what's a mountain lion? And they're like, think of a lion, but it's smaller. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, they go, yeah, well, they're only about like 200 pounds. I go, okay. But it's a lion. It's in the lion family.
Right.
They're like, oh, yeah. Yeah. And the thing you got to be careful of, when a mountain lion will stalk you. Did you notice?
No.
Like, if you're ever out anywhere where there's mountain lions, a mountain lion, if it's hungry, it'll eat you.
Really?
Yeah, yes, it will eat you. And the way a mountain lion attacks you, it bites your head. It goes for your face, your head.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're very instinctual. They know to go for the head.
Yes. So
That's scary.
It's like, oh, okay.
Have you ever seen one?
No, thank God. I've seen them. They took me. They go, yeah, we'll show you what a mountain lion looks like. One of the guys had like a mountain lion stuffed in his house.
Oh, that's crazy.
I'm like, what the fuck you shot? What the fuck? How'd you shoot him? Like, how do you do this?
Yeah.
But, so you have all that. And then, it was a scary moment, but it was kind of funny. So I had to go to a burglary call one time, and I'm brand new. So back then, the state police had the dispatchers right at the station. So they would call you, and they would give you they would tell you where you had to go. And, you're going down one of these country roads, like 519 or whatever, that goes through, basically cuts across through Warren County. And they're like, back then, I don't know if it changed, but they're like, okay, you're going to see a big rock and a split oak tree. I'm like, what? It's dark. It's nighttime. And it's like, what are we talking about?
They give you landmarks?
Yeah, they're giving me landmarks. Make a left, go all the way up that road. The house is there. I'm like, okay. So I pull up to this house. The alarm's going off, and they had these lights that were flashing, right? So I'm like, okay, I gave the code for me being there. And they're like, okay, well, we haven't gotten a call yet. You got to go, go see what's going on. So now I'm like, holy shit, I got to go in this house. Go to the door. The door's kicked open. I'm like, oh my God, there's somebody in this house, robbing this house. So, yes, I'm shitting my pants.
How old are you at this point?
21.
Oh, wow.
21 years old. Maybe I have 8 months on. So the door's kicked open. I go in. I got my gun out. All of a sudden, on the tile floor, I hear, how you hear like a dog walking?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God. I hear a dog. I'm looking for a guy. All of a sudden, I see a fucking German Shepherd. Now, I'm about 5 feet from the door, right? This German Shepherd sees me, starts charging at me. I go to the door, and I don't know why I did this. I open the door. I olay the dog. The dog goes outside. I slam the door on the dog, right? Slam the door on the dog. Now, like I told you before, we had no portable radios. We had no cell phones. Okay. now what do I do?
When you said you slammed the dog into the door?
No, the dog came at me, and I literally, like a bullfighter, I olayed the dog. The dog goes outside. I slam the door. Now the dog's
trying to get back in.
The dog's trying to get back in. And I'm scared shit of this big giant German Shepherd. And I'm like, but now I'm stuck in the house. My car's outside with the lights going. I'm like, oh my God. So the only thing I could do, I had to call the station on their house phone.
No way.
Yes. Call the station on the house phone. Imagine this conversation. Yeah, this is, I'm here, and there's a German Shepherd, and he's outside, and I'm inside. They're like, they literally put the phone on hold because they all were probably laughing their asses off. So now I'm in the house, so I'm like, shit, the door was kicked in.
Somebody's in here.
Somebody's in here. So I go and I clear the house. There's nobody in the house, but then I'm thinking to myself, oh, wait, I know what happened. Somebody kicked the door in.
Saw this dog.
This dog came. They probably shut the door and ran. So now they took off. I'm in the house by myself. I'm like, oh my God, how am I getting out? And so some troopers came, and, of course, they came. They're like, they're whistling the dog over. They got the dog. Right. They're like, okay, Steve, you can come outside. I'm like, oh my. So it was very embarrassing, but scary as shit.
Where's everybody in the house? Nobody's at home?
Nobody was there. The house was empty.
Even the guy how did people not get away with shit back in the day? There's no cameras.
No cameras, no nothing. But if you got a big German Shepherd, nobody's breaking into your house.
I guess that's...
And everybody up there, if you're robbing houses up there, you probably, you're a local shit 'em. You know the people. You know when they're gone. They might have been on vacation or whatever. And he just said, hey, I'll go take some of their shit.
Yeah.
Because if you rob a house up there when somebody's home,
they'll shoot
you're
you.
getting shot. You're getting shot, and they might eat you. You're gonna be cooking on the grill.
They're a different breed of humans.
Yeah.
You're now in bone soup.
Yeah, you're in bone soup.
Yeah,
Forget it. And they don't care, or they'll just bury you in the backyard. I don't even know.
And how were the cops up there? Did they really give a shit about?
We were the cops.
Oh,
so we were the cops up there for like 15 towns.
Why?
They had
Didn't have enough
They had no police. Wow. They still don't.
That's so nuts.
So Hope Station had a piece of 80, and back then we had 46, and then we had, I'm going to say like 10, 12 towns that we covered.
Small
that we
towns.
were the police.
That's nuts.
So like you're riding around, people are waving. They were the nicest people up there.
Yeah.
They were all like very pro-police and everything like that. But,
Oh, that's good.
For me, coming from Essex County, I was like, what? Where am I?
Yeah.
Am I in Oklahoma?
Right. Not many people in the area.
No.
So they probably didn't need their own police force.
Well, I think now they do, but the state police, and you're so understaffed, and they still are. You could have 19 guys on a squad. You don't have enough guys.
Yeah.
And then guys taking off. But so that was some scary things. I guess the first time when they took me down Shades of Death Road, and the guy told me to get out of the car, I'm like, yeah, I'm not getting out of this fucking
Tell the story again.
So I'm working with another guy, not my coach, and he's driving around with me. And long story short, he takes me, he goes, hey, you ever hear of Shades of Death Road? And I'm like, there's no fucking road named Shades of Death Road. Well, pull up to the road sign, the sign, and it literally said Shades of Death Road. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Takes me down, brings me to this pond, big oak tree hanging over the pond. Yeah, this is back where in the 17, 1800s, if you were accused of being a witch, they would hang you and drop you in the pond. And when there's a full moon, that you see the ghosts, and I'm like, and I'm scared shit of like stuff like that anyway. Yeah. I'm scared shit of the woods. And I'm like, oh my God. And he's like, yeah. He goes, why don't you get out? And I looked at this guy and I'm like, Sir, I'm not getting out of this car.
I wonder if it's actually haunted over there.
It's 100% haunted.
Have you been to like places like Gettysburg or anything like that? You felt presence?
No. I was in...
And now, how do you? I'm sorry for cutting you off, because we know we're Christians here. You're Catholic. What does the Bible say about ghosts? Does it acknowledge? Does it dismiss? Because the Bible says once you're dead, you're dead.
You're dead. Right.
But there have been plenty of instances where.
Oh, no, I saw a ghost. So, listen, I believe...
Do you ask God, like, hey, I didn't read this in the Bible.
I'm going to have to ask him someday.
Yeah, it's like, what was that?
And, well, I think if you read in parts of the Bible, they talk about... They don't call them ghosts. They
They're
call
spirits,
them like
right?
spirit, like something.
Joe, look up if ghosts are biblical.
And,
don't think so?
You know, big shout out to Jesus Christ.
Right.
I'm not disputing the Bible.
No.
I don't
You
know.
know what you saw.
I know what I saw. But I've been in Tennessee where it was a big battle in the Civil War. And
Where?
it was, I forget where in Tennessee we were. We went to this house, haunted. And when me and Anita went up into this one room, we just wanted to get out.
Just felt weird.
It was weird. And walking around there, you felt like a little bit of a... If you're in tune to it, I
Right.
think that's another thing.
For sure.
If you're not in tune to it, you'll just walk around and be like, you know...
Well, having a, whatever you want to call it, sixth sense or abnormalities of like understanding presence is biblical. Like that is written.
Listen,
so maybe there's something about...
I think there's something to where you are in tune. And look, it could just be to the point where if somebody died a tragic death, maybe that energy or whatever you want to call it is still there.
Maybe it's a demon. I don't know. What do you got, Joe?
Could be a demon.
What? It's
Demons.
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 So it's not the presence of the individual that has passed. It's a demon that was there.
Because, you know, Satan always trying to play tricks on you.
So, but that is biblical.
What?
That ghost is
Demons.
Not dead people, just demons.
just the demon.
Satan trying to mess with you.
Could be Satan trying to mess with you. By the way, the unofficial sponsor,
Of the podcast, Miller High Life.
Miller High Life.
One day, we're manifesting this for ourselves.
Yes.
We're visualizing, and one day we're gonna sit here and say huge thanks. to
Huge
Miller High
thanks
Life
to Miller High Life.
for sponsoring this episode.
Rap bastards.
When we have a million subscribers.
You know
Yeah.
why they call alcohol spirit, right?
Why?
Because when you drink the alcohol, it lowers your ability to not accept the demon into you.
Actually, in the Bible, they
Oh.
talk about alchemists. Kind of like the same type of, yeah.
What do they
Same
say?
type of- they, like,
There.
Beware. That's why the Bible warns about drinking liquor. I mean, it really does. Like, you could be super disciplined in any capacity of your life, so disciplined and regimented and know everything you should and should not do, and you get drunk.
yep.
It's like you forgot everything.
it's all-
the mask comes off, and you are a different human.
Listen, if you don't feel that, like, sometimes in your life you're just, you know, alcohol with just everything in life, you find yourself getting wrapped up in that. Oh, bro, there's a fucking demon there, and he's fucking dancing in your fucking head, man.
Oh, yeah,
doing
absolutely.
the Don and Dell in your brain. And it's not the dance of joy either. You know
No.
what I mean, Joe?
Exactly. You got to be very cautious of this stuff.
Yeah.
It's a thin line.
Thin line.
Finished.
Okay, so we don't believe in ghosts, but we believe in demons. Fair.
So now we're going to go over to my next station. This was, so again, you know, we can't make it all heavy, so I got to lighten it up.
right.
So when I was at my second station, I was on patrol. I was going down, I think it was Route 57. And, you know, you hear about getting hit head on, getting hit by cars and stuff like that. Scary,
Yeah.
right? But, like, the reality of that doesn't set in until you see headlights coming right at you.
Yeah.
So, on patrol, I'm looking, and I'm like, am I seeing things? I see headlights coming right at me in my lane, and I'm like, shit. I went up on a lawn. I spun around, put my lights on. I pulled this car over. I thought it was like a little old man, because when I looked, I saw like glasses and I saw somebody hunched over. I pull the car over and it's a woman. Probably about 5'9", 5'10", good sturdy woman,
Nice.
you know? Good sturdy Warren County woman, right? And she is blitzed. She is bombed. Can't even talk. I go, ma'am, could you step out of the car? The whole thing, blah, blah, blah. She gets out of the car with her pocketbook, right? With her bag. I don't even know. They call it a pocketbook anymore?
Yeah.
Probably not. Purse, whatever it is. Correct me, keyboard cowboys. I'm old, Gen X. And I get her out of the car, and I'm like, I'm new. Again, I'm still new.
How old are we at this point?
Again, I'm 21.
I'm still okay.
Still 21. Get her out of the car. I'm trying to give her a balance test, right? Not realizing that she can't even stand up, you know? So then I'm like, all right, ma'am, all troopered up. All right, ma'am, let me see your pocketbook. So she goes, no. I'm like, oh my God. I go, come on. So I rip her pocketbook away. Rookie mistake. I turn my back on her. I open up her pocketbook. I find a bottle of Bacardi. Ugh. Well, she jumps on my back. But wait, this is the funnier thing.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
Taller than you?
Oh, yeah, taller than me. Big, sturdy woman. Yeah, but I was, I don't even know.
It's so hard to carry her on your back.
I'm trying to think. I was maybe 175, 180. She had to be a good 210.
That's a big sturdy
She was
woman.
sturdy, and she wasn't fat.
Just a thick.
She was just sturdy. I'd throw hay bales all day, and
right.
I like to crush Bacardi.
Right.
She jumps on my back. I flip her off onto the hood of my car. Now I see another trooper driving by. I'm like, oh, maybe this guy will stop and help me. He sees me wrestling this woman, and this is the kind of shit that guys did to you when you were new back then. He beefs and just keeps going.
No, he did not.
Yeah, beefs and keeps going. I got her. Now I'm like, oh, we're going to fight? Okay. I'm ripping her hair. I got her in a headlock. I got her on the ground. I get her all handcuffed up. And I drag her into my car. And she's fighting me. I'm like, oh, my God. Now I got her in the back of the car. Now, the other tricky thing about the state police back then that nobody knows, we had no cages. So when you lock somebody up, you either put them in the front seat next to you so you could watch them while you're driving. Now you got somebody under arrest sitting next to you or behind you so they could kick you in the head because there's no cage.
Did they have handles?
They had nothing. It was a car.
So they didn't have the no handle in the back?
No.
What? I feel like that's such an
jumping out of the yeah. You name it, it happened when they had no cages, no nothing.
That's wild.
No lock on the door. Yeah, well, yeah. But listen, that happened. People got out of the car, ran. You see, I just had one under arrest. Okay, he's running in the woods now.
No way.
Yeah, because he flipped around, he opened the door, and now the guy's running with handcuffs on.
Oh, you've had people run out of your car?
Not out of my car.
Oh, good.
I'm not going to mention the guy that a few guys it happened to, but it was, and again, it's very funny.
I mean, on the radio, it's got to be hilarious.
Well, it's embarrassing. You almost don't call it in unless they're gone. Right? So I get back to the station. And I'm like, I'm a little pissed off because whoever it was that drove by, then I found out who it was. It was this guy, Jimmy, who was a real character. He was a Newark cop, and he was senior to me. And I get back, and they're like, everybody's like, you're wrestling with a girl out there? I'm like, yeah. They go, well, we didn't know. Again, no portables, no portables, no, nothing. You got to go back to your car and go, I'm fighting with somebody.
Right.
You can't. So you're on your own, which was scary. You talk about being scared. How about putting a guy next to you, drunk, pissed off, and now he's next to you? headbutting you, spitting at
No
you.
way.
Oh yeah, it was ridiculous.
And you really can hit him back. You're driving.
What? That's what you got a flashlight for, right? I'm not going to say that ever happened, but it might have.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you just got to,
Brake check.
you got to Mike Tyson somebody. Yes, the brake check was.
That's a good one.
That was a good one. But again, you brake check somebody that now they smashed their face. Now they're bleeding and they're spitting blood in there. I mean, it's just a mess. Anyway, thank you, State Police, for putting cages in the 90s.
It took them that long.
Oh, yeah, 90s. Portable radios and cages we got in, I'm going to think, and somebody will correct me. I know somebody knows the exact time. It had to be mid to late 90s that we got, yeah.
But it's not like the technology didn't exist.
But you know what? The state police in Jersey, they hired men.
Yeah, that's the problem.
They were men.
Yeah.
They were men or tough ass women like you saw, and they were like, yeah, we don't need no stinking cages.
Right.
We don't need portables. It's like, holy shit. I mean, I don't know. I'd like to tell somebody I got a little problem going on.
Yeah.
But hey, look, that's the way it was. We all made it work, and there were some instances where guys had problems, but they handled it.
Mm-hmm.
So out in Warren County,
What was the overall? Again, the word "scary" is hard because it's kind of subjective. The least at ease you were county wise. Irvington
up there.
Worse than Irvington
Because it wasn't my environment.
Right.
When I was in Irvington, I kind of knew. I mean, it was a full blown freaking war zone, but at least you knew what it was.
Did you have a standout year where it was just like, this is not good? I'm sure in Irvington you had a year where
The Irvington years where you were always on edge.
Yeah.
You were always on edge, but pretty much, if you go out there and you're not on edge a little bit, I mean, you're alone. And that's the point that I always try to drive home. When you're trained as a trooper, the reason that the training is so rigorous and the reason why they train us the way they do is because you're alone. And they tell you, they go, you're alone. So you're locking somebody up. You're alone. Somebody might be coming to help you. They're 15, 20 minutes away.
It's
at 15, 20 minutes.
That's a long time. It's crazy. Like, you're the help. You know what I mean? Like, I call you for help. Who are you calling for help? That's it. There's no other, chain of command.
There's no other help. And again, kudos to the local guys that work in the state police areas because, listen, when you need somebody, probably the first guy that's going to get there is going to be one of the local guys.
Yeah, right.
And they're going to bail you out. But there was also the brotherhood, right? So if you saw a trooper wrestling with somebody or fighting with somebody on the side of the road and you're an off-duty trooper, you're pulling over.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Have you done that?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Just like in your regular car?
In my regular car. And back then, it was almost like a requirement.
How does that work with the law? Like, if you pulled out your gun or something?
You're never off duty.
Okay.
So back then, especially, if you were off duty and you were going somewhere, you pulled over. You pulled over behind that trooper and you made sure. That was like one thing that we did. And if somebody didn't do that, you were in trouble.
Really?
Yeah, like if you saw a trooper on a stop back then and you didn't pull over to assist him,
right,
you're an asshole.
Yeah.
You're like, that's just not something we did. So anytime you would see a trooper pulled over, and what you would do is, so the trooper would shine his flashlight and you'd have your badge up, and he would see and he would go like this. Either he would go, I'm okay, or he would go, what, just, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And, you just help the guy out. But, so that was, that whole thing up there was like freaking. I was up there a few times, You know, I was up there as a supervisor and I was up there as a trooper. And, yeah, kudos to those guys that work out there because that's a whole different way of policing.
Did you ever have to get involved when you were off duty? Or you're always just kind of there like supervising?
Off duty, yeah, a couple of times.
Really? Like help with the rest and stuff?
Because somebody's trying to lock somebody up and they don't want to get locked up. So, you know, you gotta pitch in. Yeah.
Wow. And you're just driving regular clothes and didn't expect
Driving
them to do
regular
anything
clothes
today.
and, you know, and then if, you know, something like bad happened, like a few times, like it wasn't me, but guys would be out and a guy would get on the radio that wasn't the guy in the car and he's like, hey, you know, the trooper's running after somebody. I'm with the car. I have one suspect under, and the trooper's running after another guy. Send people out. But that was the whole thing with the Brotherhood of the Troopers that, you know, you would always stop and help a guy out and stuff like that.
That's
so
good.
that was always good.
That's awesome.
And then you had, I mean, the truth of it is, and this is why, you know, as far as truck drivers would be the first ones to stop and help you too.
Really?
Yeah. A guy driving like the big 18-wheelers, those guys, if you're wrestling around with somebody,
no way.
All of a sudden you start hearing air brakes, you know some big burly truck drivers coming out to help you.
And they were probably characters.
But you know what? You talk about a certain type of guy. So they would stop, help you. You'd get handcuffed. Hey, you know, hang out a minute. You know, I just, you know, and they're like, troop, I got to get going. Didn't want any thanks, didn't want anything.
Right.
And these guys would stop and help, which was really admirable, you know?
You ever see the dude, Joe, he's like the old school truck driver. He always makes content now. He tells everybody they got soft hands. He's like, you ain't doing 1,500 miles, ain't even a trip worth doing. You've never seen this guy? He's great. You would love him.
Listen,
I got to show you the content.
I know a guy that I went to high school with that became a truck driver. He was one of the toughest dudes that we were growing up with. If that guy's stopping to help you, somebody's getting banged out.
Oh, good. All right.
He's probably banging him out and going, all right, see you later.
See you later. Have fun with
you know?
Yeah. Wow.
But, yeah, so that was good. And then, you know, so you go from that world out in the rural area in New Jersey, and then you go down, and now I'm in Total. Now I'm in Total, which is 280, 80, 287, and we had 80 from 42 all the way to the George Washington Bridge.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it was a lot of area. And think of the towns that goes through.
Yeah.
Right? So, and then you have 280, which if you had 280, so back then, they probably still do. They used to call it the hole. I don't know why, but they were, you know, you got the hole today. So when you had 280, and like I said, like in the beginning, there were times when we were like really shorthanded. You had all of 280 by yourself. That was it. Now, 280, yeah, the first couple of miles of 280 is okay. You got like, you know, you got Parsippany, you got Roseland, you got Livingston, then you got West Orange, and then as you come over that hill, then it starts. You're in Orange, East Orange, Newark, and then a little bit of Kearney.
Yeah.
But, you know, you're out on 280 and you're all by yourself. And I remember like, and I used to always take 280 because I lived off of 280.
Okay.
So I would be the 280 guy. So now you're on 280. You know, okay, yeah, I'm hanging around Roseland. I'm writing some speeding tickets, you know, doing whatever. Everything's good. But now you venture up over that hill and, you know, back, especially like in the 90s, the stolen cars, it was just like, it was a free-for-all. So, like, if you saw a nice car coming out of, like, Livingston or West Orange, and it's flying.
You knew.
Well, either the guy's late for work or whatever, but the chances are, as you're getting close to that car, and all of a sudden they see you, and the car starts hitting the gas, well, okay, I guess it's on.
Yeah.
You know, I guess it's a stolen car. you're calling it in, and and then sometimes you would pull. I remember one time I pulled a car over down, and it was like the worst place I could have pulled it over too. And this was scary. Pulled it over right near the exit, the first street ramp for 280. And I pulled the car over, and they're like, be advised, the plate comes back stolen. So now if the plate comes back stolen, the chances are it's on a stolen car.
Right.
Right? But they pulled over. So I'm like, all right, I'll be out of the car. So I get out of the car, and the operators that we had at the time, they were good. I gotta say, the operators we had, and the operators that we had, especially towards the end of my career, they were awesome. Mm-hmm. They knew what you needed before you even had to ask for it.
Right.
I had this rolling for you already. Mm-hmm. I had this. So I'm down there, and I got two guys in the car, and I'm getting them out, and I'm handcuffing them. I have them out. I got them on the side of the road. Well, all of a sudden, I'm starting to hear sirens and shit. Newark PD comes up 280 the wrong way. Cops are coming up 280 the wrong way. I was like at that part now. Up there, it's cement, and the city is like up above you.
Right.
There was local cops on both sides, shotguns out, pointing them down. Newark PD's coming up to back me up, because I must have been out of the car longer than I realized. And again, no portable radios.
Were these nice guys? What did these guys look like?
Oh, it was a stolen car. It was a plate. I don't even know why they pulled over. They did. I guess they thought they were going to get away.
Were they nice to you?
No.
Oh, okay. They didn't want to.
No. So the one guy I got out, he was okay. And then the other guy, he jumps out of the car, and I'm like, oh, my God. And I'm by myself. But I had these guys there. That was good, right? So that, those moments when you're like alone and you got two guys. Now you got two guys, now you got to handcuff a guy. Now you got to handcuff the other guy. You're by yourself.
Right. And
again, you're by yourself.
Yeah.
So again, scary moment. Just thinking back to, 280, like that area up there it was just, all you heard all day was, I got 2 under, I got 3 under, there was people just getting under, people getting arrested.
Oh, okay.
It was constant. The guys up there worked like animals. Not that the guys in the other, because when I was out in Washington there, it was more like you were like the town police. But those guys up there, especially like the 90s and the early 2000s, and I'm sure they still do it, but they were putting handcuffs on people. A lot of drugs, a lot of stolen cars.
What was more common back then, stolen cars or drugs?
Both.
Yeah.
Both.
Almost never didn't go hand in hand.
You had, down on like 280 and like the turnpike and stuff, you would have dead bodies dumped on the side of the road and
what?
Stuff. Yeah. Yeah, they'd kill somebody, probably in the car or wherever, and they would just dump them on 280 or something.
And you would drive by and see the...
No, you would get called by somebody. Hey, I think there's dead body. There's a guy laying on, there's a guy laying down. I'm afraid to go up to him. You might want to send the trooper out. Next thing you know, yeah, I need this, I need that.
Oh my
We got a
God.
dead body. Another scary moment that I'm thinking about. The scary moments too were, oh man, like when you heard a trooper on the radio, like screaming, like,
Yeah.
I need help, I need somebody. And then we used number codes back then for everything that was going on. And then I think in the 2000s, they went to plain text. Like, when I say that, like, we had a code for everything. So, like, if a trooper needed assistance, there was a code for that. And nobody ever really used that code unless it was like really bad.
Sure.
Like shots fired, whatever. So when you heard that, everything stopped, radio silence, and guys started going to that direction. So one of my really good friends, he made a stop, and he was up on the turnpike going up towards the George Washington Bridge. And he got on the radio and he yelled out that number, that code.
We won't say the number.
And
Now, this number signified what exactly?
trooper needs assistance.
Just that's it. Trooper needs help.
And he was a very calm guy. And you could tell he was excited on the radio. He said that code and he said shots fired. That's all he said. And then the mic went dead.
Whoa.
So now, not only is it a friend, but it's another trooper calling out that code, and you want to get there as fast as you can. And your heart's pounding out of your chest because you literally, you're trying to push the accelerator through the floor to make the car go faster, and you just can't. And you don't hear anybody pulling up. You hear guys going, I'm en route, I'm en route, I'm en route, but nobody's pulling up. And now, like, minutes are going by. And minutes are like hours when that's happening. And you're, like I said, the thought of not being able to get to somebody to help them is horrific. And we got there, and what had happened was he pulled the car over, and he found a kilo of cocaine under their passenger seat. He had the one guy there were two guys. He had the one guy handcuffed, and the other guy jumps in the car and drives the car, dragging him. So he's being dragged in the car, and he fired a couple of shots at the guy, ended up getting him in his side. The guy pulled over, and he had ripped this guy out of the car and handcuffed him and everything. And yeah, it was scary. Like, it was so freaky hearing that number. Our lieutenant, our station commander, ran out and jumped in a car, and he started going.
Wow.
And two troopers got in accidents going there.
No way.
Yeah, because it was just, it was bad. That's like a really scary thing. Like, that was a scary moment, and that's happened to me 3 times, where you get a trooper and you hear those words, shots fired, and it's a trooper and it's somebody you know. Or it's a local guy, and like I remember in Orange, they get on the radio and they go, Orange PD, shots fired, this street, and you're like, now, I was lucky. I kind of knew the streets. I knew the area, so I knew how to get there. But the bad thing is when you hear a guy that needs help and you don't know where the fuck he is.
Yeah.
You know? And now you can't get there to help somebody, and he's in a bad situation, and it's just, it's horrible. It's a horrible feeling, you know?
What was the results or the outcome of that situation?
Which one?
The one where your buddy was getting dragged.
He got the guy. They both went to prison.
Wow.
And he was okay though. I mean, but he got dragged. He probably got dragged, I'm gonna say. Think about this. He probably got dragged almost 75 yards.
It's a long time to get dragged.
Yeah. I mean, his feet, his legs, hanging out of the car. He was holding on.
That's crazy.
And he popped the guy. So, 2 shots. Well, that's because, we're troopers, and that's what we do.
Right.
Caught him in the side. He's lucky he didn't get him in the noggin, because then who knows what would have happened.
Yeah.
He shot the guy, so obviously the guy, the guy didn't want to die. So the guy just pulled over and stopped.
Oh, he did?
I mean, if this guy would have hit the accelerator, who knows,
It's crazy then you have to, help this guy.
That you what?
That you have to help this guy, now.
The guy was shot?
Just tried killing your partner, and now you gotta, it's your
well,
civic duty to help him out.
Right. So when I got there, he was he was laying in the curb, handcuffed and shot. But we helped him. He lived.
Wrapped him up and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you guys carrying back then?
We carried an H&K, Heckler & Koch 9mm.
9mm. Okay.
Great gun. Just that gun had tiny little parts in it, tiny little springs, and the springs broke sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, that I'll get into that later on. But
Look at that thing.
so that was scary. You know, and again, like when I was on 80 and I got shot at, like the first time I actually like got shot at, you know, the reality of, I mean, my first reaction was to, you know, help the guys the guy that I had out of the car.
When'd you get shot at on 80?
So I think I said this earlier.
You told a story you got shot at in
On the turnpike.
No, in Irvington. You told us the guys were laughing at you.
Remember
the guys were spraying shots. They laughed. They were drunk. You pulled over a big Mexican car, and then you were getting shot at.
No,
and the guys were spraying.
that was on 80.
That was the only story you told us.
So
Please.
that
share.
that was on the one. That was on 80.
Right.
Pulled over these guys. It was in a station wagon, and it was in it was in an area of Patterson that they told you not to pull cars over.
Where?
Near the Alabama projects.
Yeah.
So it's like in the S turns.
Uh-huh.
So I had to stop them there because these guys were bombed. They were all over the road, so I had to pull them over. So I pulled them over, and I got the one guy out of the car. They all started getting out of the car because there was like 10 of them packed in this Vista Cruiser wagon. And as I got them out, and I had the guy that was driving in the front, I'm telling the other guys in the back, out of my peripheral vision of my left eye, I saw the flash, and then I heard the bang, and I'm like, fuck. I threw the guy down on the ground, pulled my gun out, and I'm like, I can't shoot back because it's a neighborhood. And so obviously, like, after that happened, I wasn't scared, like, right then and there, but I was scared, like, holy shit, I could have got shot.
Yeah.
You know?
And they were aiming for your head.
And so, again,
Only shot at once.
no, on the turnpike, I was handling an accident, and I was standing on a concrete barrier. I think it was 18W, and I was going northbound. Somebody had driven up on like where a toll booth was, so I was helping them out of their car. And again, I'm getting them out of the car, I get them down, and all of a sudden I look and I see the flash, and I heard the two bangs. Somebody just put their hand out the window and just fired a couple of shots at me randomly.
People are crazy.
Yeah, people are nuts. People are nuts, and they, you know, you got people that just don't like, you know, they don't like troopers, and they don't like cops, and that's it. They do fucked up shit.
How about the guys who used to try to drive by and blow your hats off?
Well, that was the truck drivers, and that was obviously not the truck drivers that I'm talking about, but that used to be a thing that the truck drivers would do. They would try to get real close to you and try to get you in like a wind tunnel, but we had a trooper killed because somebody got too close. I mean, there was...
And that's why you guys now only go to the right side.
Well, that wasn't the reason. Just tactically, it makes sense to go to the passenger side.
When did that change?
You know, I don't even know. I was trained to go to the passenger side.
Oh, so even before you
Yeah,
were doing
so
okay.
before me. But, I mean, you know, and then, you know, just anytime a trooper was killed, it gave you, like, this thought of, like, your mortality. Like, if it happened to him, it could happen to anybody.
Right.
Like, there was, I was coming in for a midnight shift, and I walk in, and I see guys with, like, two guys with blood all over them. I'm like, what the fuck happened? I see, like, guys crying, and so this trooper pulled the guy over for drunk driving out on 78. And this poor kid, he didn't pull the car over for drunk driving. He stopped. A car was broken down. I had the story wrong. Car was broken down. He stopped. He got out to see if they were okay. While he was going back to his car. Now, there's a moment where you got to go into your car, right? This guy that was drunk and on medication hit him and killed him, just like right before he got in his car. Hit him and killed him. And a bunch of turnpike guys went out there, and that was a mess. But you had guys that, there was a trooper that got sucked up under a tire. So anytime a trooper got hurt or got killed, it kind of brought you back to the mortality of, holy shit,
This is real.
I could end up dead, and then you go to cop funerals and trooper funerals and stuff, and you're sitting there and like, you're just thinking like, okay, he died, he was killed, I can get killed, and that's a weird thing that you have to deal with. But not being able to get to people, being shot, being alone, it was all like very like surreal.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to think, when I was on the Parkway, I had a side view. I got out of my car, and when you're working two guys at night, somebody has to go to the driver's side.
Right.
Or you both go to the passenger side, but you kind of switch it up and you think it's okay. It's midnight. There's not a lot of cars out. And I remember I was walking up to the driver's side of a car one time on the Parkway, and all of a sudden, I landed on the hood of the car. I got hit by a side view mirror.
What?
I got hit by a side view mirror of a car, and I got blasted onto the hood of the car. And I had my vest on, thank God. So, car kept going, right? It was like, I don't know what kind of car it was, actually. I thought it was a van or something, but then I'm thinking, it couldn't have been a van. But yeah, I got blasted onto the hood of a car.
No way.
But I was fine.
What did the guy do that you pulled over?
He was like shitting because all of a sudden the trooper landed on the hood of his car. The guy I'm with, he's like, "What the fuck?" I'm like getting up. I'm like, oh, I got hit by something.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. And then you know what's scary? Ice and snow.
Yeah.
Bro, ice and snow. You got to get out of the car, and now you're like, oh boy. I remember one time up on 80 in Parsippany, where it gets real straight. This was pretty funny. My buddy Kevin, who I talked about before, he was down in this swale down on the grass. A car slid off the road, so he was down there taking care of the car, and I'm up top lighting flares. And there were guys way back trying to slow traffic down.
Right.
Because it was like one of those days where it rained and it got cold.
Yeah.
And now it's ice. This guy comes flying down. I'm on ice, lighting flares. And now he's spinning out of control. I'm like, fuck. I couldn't move. I was like on ice, and I'm like, I'm trying to move. This guy sideswipes me. He catches me, and this was what was funny. I spun around twice, landed on my ass.
It's like a cartoon.
Yeah.
You've been hit multiple times in cars?
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's just, that's what troopers do.
Right.
We get hit by cars once in a while. You just got to hope you got to hope that you make it.
Right.
I land on my ass, and now I get up, and I'm hurting a little because, I went down on my ass. I get up, I look, this guy goes sliding down to where those other guys are.
Oh, shit.
And my boy Kevin was there, and he sees me. He sees me on the ground. He runs up, and God rest his soul, the guy that was speeding a little, he got a stern talking to.
By Kevin.
By Kevin's right hand.
Right.
And, kind of got him on his way again, and he didn't put a complaint in, so I guess
Listen,
he kind of realized
he hit a trooper.
He realized the error of his ways.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, you want to talk about being scared. I mean, having a car coming at you and you can't move, you're like,
and you're trying to run in place like this.
Yeah, you're trying to run in place. There was we got caught in a snowstorm and I was working 280, and the West Orange Hill, which is a steep hill. There was a 2-car accident, and I knew it was going to be more cars, and we couldn't get the cars out, and we couldn't get a tow truck there because all the tow trucks were out towing cars. So we were just trying to get the people out of the cars, and I remember there's a West Orange cop, and he was up on the hill, and he's like yelling at me, "Troop, get the fuck out of there. More cars are coming." I'm like, it's okay. And I don't know why. I felt like this Robert Duvall moment in Apocalypse Now. I'm like, I'm fine. I'm walking. I'm like throwing flares down. I don't know what gave me this confidence. All of a sudden, cars are coming down the hill. They're crashing, and I'm still walking. I'm like ignoring it.
This is wild.
I don't know why I felt so at peace that I wasn't going to get hit by a car, but I did. All of a sudden, we got like 10 cars bombed into each other down at the West Orange Hill. This West Orange cop goes, "Either you're seriously fucked up or you troopers are just like a different breed." I looked at him and I go, "Charlie don't surf." The guy was like, "What the hell does that mean?" I go, "Watch Apocalypse Now."
That's wild.
You know, like the one scene where the bombs are going off,
yeah.
Robert Duvall's just walking, and I was
You just knew.
I don't know. I guess I just knew.
One of
I
those,
felt good.
One of those weird days, huh?
One of those weird days. A good trooper moment.
That's great.
That West Orange guy will tell that story now and go, "Yeah, there was some nutty little
nut job.
Italian trooper. Just cars are hitting and he's just lighting flares, just throwing them back."
He's gonna see this and say, "I remember that day."
Yeah, well, he will, because he was
crazy
like,
nut
"What the
trooper.
fuck's the matter with you?" I go, "I don't know, man. Charlie don't surf."
That's hilarious. That's a good one to end on. You got any more?
I do.
Please.
Oh, listen, please. So, other like scary moments, I mean, to be totally honest with you, were when I was a supervisor and my guys were out there
Yeah, now you're like caretaking.
and shit was happening and I couldn't get out there. That's very nerve-wracking. I mean, honestly, the fatal accidents, like, I mean, there was fatal accidents where you're the supervisor, you got to go out. And I remember one up on 287, and they couldn't find the guy. There was a truck set, I hit a car, the guy got out of the car, it was pouring rain, it was like a monsoon. And I'm like, I hear the trooper going, "Yeah, you know, we can't, the driver must have went to go get help, and we can't find him." So I hustled over there, I got out, and I guess training experience, I kind of, in my mind, I knew what happened. This guy went to go get out, and he probably got hit. So the accident was northbound, and I looked on the southbound side, and I shined my light. You didn't even know that there was a body there. All you saw like body parts. The guy probably got run over like 20, 30 times. It was, again, the Rolodex, it was horrific. It was horrific. And the guy that was there, so the guy that was there handling the accident, this was a Marine that was in Iraq. So he's seen, and this kid was like in the shit, you know? And he's seen stuff, but I don't think he's ever seen stuff like that. And couple of more that like are in my head, like the little kids. Like there was a little kid that flew out of a sunroof of a car, and you know, thank God, before I got there, they got the kid up. They brought him over to St. Joe's. It was in those S-turns, but the kid ended up dying. You know, having a little kid die. I mean, thank God I didn't have to see that. First time I had to do a notification to somebody that somebody was dead.
What does that mean?
So, somebody dies in a fatal accident, you got to go to the house.
Oh, God.
And you got to tell the people that, you know, their family member died. And first time I had to do that was later in my career. I literally skated out of it because there was a time when we handled every fatal accident on when I was on 280. Not 280. When I was in Totowa, I was on a squad, and it was like almost like we were the Grim Reaper squad, man. Every fatal in Totowa happened while we were working. So I had two guys that were junior to me at that time, and they would go and do all the notifications. But, you know, that's like a different, like you said, like a different type of scary.
Yeah, that's not even scary. That's just...
It's heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you got to tell people that their family member passed away. I mean, it's horrible. I mean, and then, I mean, you know, I guess, like I said before, when I was on the fugitive unit and my guys were sending me through the apartment windows to open the door, you know, I'm sneaking into an apartment by myself, and I got to walk across the apartment, open the door for people. You know, I don't know what the fuck's going to happen.
That's scary as fuck.
Yeah, it's scary as fuck. Yeah, it's fucking horrible. And I mean, like, that's why, like, when I see, like, these young cops out there and these young troopers, you know, these men and women that put that uniform on, people have no idea that the tragedy and everything else that they have to see and endure, and just the job itself. Like, you're being looked at by the public, by your superiors, by people in general, and it's really a credit to the men and women that put that uniform on, that have put the uniform on, and, you know, it's just a different type of service, you know?
Right.
And I mean, that's really it. I mean, scary. Going into a fire. Fire is the scariest thing. Not that I'm throwing roses at firemen, because, no, I'm just kidding. Firemen got balls of steel. We just, you know, we like to joke around with each other.
Right.
That's the whole thing.
We should get a fireman on.
Huh?
We should get a fireman on.
We'll get a couple of firemen on.
I think that'd be fun. They probably got some crazy stories.
Oh my God, bro, forget it. I mean, we had to run into a fire, and like I told the story before, I was with my partner Dave, and I was with this other guy that worked on our fugitive unit, and there was an apartment building fully ablaze, burning in Irvington. I go, all right, I'm going to call the fire department. I see these two maniacs run into the building. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm yelling at them, because now I'm their supervisor. Do not run into that building. Do not. The door's open. They're running in. We banged on all the doors. We went up to the 4th floor. We got all these people out.
Wow, you did?
Johnny, the apartment was on fire on the 4th floor. There were people on the 4th floor just sleeping. They were like...
No, they weren't.
They were like, yeah, what's going on? I'm like, there's a fire. Get out, you know? I mean, yeah. So the fire thing is... That's a scary, scary thing. You know, I had a bus on fire on the turnpike. I get there, I'm like... As soon as I pull up, I'm like, is the bus empty? The answer was, we don't know. I'm like, holy shit. I'm looking in. The bus was totally on fire. So here's the scary thing about fire. So I pry the bus door open. You ever hear like the term backdraft?
Yeah.
Okay. So what happens with fire when you add oxygen to it?
Right, yeah.
I opened this door, and all of a sudden, I literally heard like air getting sucked in to the bus. And then all of a sudden, I poke my head in, a giant fireball comes out of the bus. It freaking singed my eyebrows.
What?
Yeah. Scary as hell. Fire is scary.
Was there anybody on the bus?
No.
Thank
Bus
God.
was empty. Yeah, thank God. I wish I would have known.
Yeah, you lost your eyebrows.
Eyebrows gone. No, they were just singed. I got thick Italian eyebrows.
Yeah, you're good.
We delivered 2 babies.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. We delivered a baby in a snowstorm.
You delivered a baby? You were the first person to touch this baby?
No. It was 2 other guys were in there. They took their coats off. It was a Jewish woman from Lakewood. She was having a baby. She wanted to get to Brooklyn because she had to go to a certain hospital to have the baby. I'm like, oh my God. We're in a Turnpike Toll Plaza.
No way.
Snowstorm. These guys got her covered. Her legs, one leg is she's in the passenger seat. One leg's on the driver's side, one leg's on the steering wheel. And oh yeah, all her business is right there. And there's a baby coming. I'm standing there. We're all like yelling, push. I'm looking at the husband going, she's good. Push. We're like, push. All this, a baby comes out. I was like, what the fuck?
How wild is that?
It was, that was scary but amazing.
What does it look like coming out?
Oh, it looks like a little alien coming out. It's a baby.
But I'm talking about the...
Yeah. Just let your imagination go wild.
I don't want to at all.
But the cool thing about that one was the lady named the baby after the 2 guys.
That's awesome.
That were there. So that was
She didn't
pretty
give
cool.
a middle name Steve or nothing?
Nah, Steve didn't get it. I was the 3rd guy back.
Oh, damn. You were right there.
We got a baby up on 80 one time we delivered. And then, the whole sad thing about like giving people like CPR and they die.
You've had that?
Yes.
You've given somebody...
No. Again, it wasn't, want to hear something funny? Now that you brought that up. It was actually the guy that delivered the baby. He's giving this guy in a toll plaza. He's on his mouth. I'm giving chest compressions, right? He's doing the whole mouth thing. And you know me, I'm kind of like, this guy was like throwing up. This guy's got his mouth open, wiping the puke away. Oh, yeah. There was no mask, no nothing. So this dude, he delivered a baby, and then I guess he was trying to get a save in the Turnpike Plaza. He didn't get. The guy ended up dying. But, yeah, I mean, that's...
Wait. You're on this dude's chest. He's blowing throw up out of this dude's mouth, and he still dies.
Yeah.
What would he need CPR for? What was he choking on?
We don't even know. He was just...
Heavier guy?
No. Could have been a heart attack.
And
Then just dead. I mean, that's kind of a really...
That's got to be so freaky.
Seeing somebody take their last breaths, which I've seen, and that really doesn't sit well with you. Like there was a guy in Irvington one time. We got called to a part of Irvington that you usually don't get called to. And they're like, there's a guy up here banging on doors, right? So we go, and we see this guy, and he's on his hands and knees, and we're like, hey, man, you okay? And all he said was, I'm shot. And then he collapsed, and we tried to give him CPR, everything else, and the guy was dead. When they came to get him, this poor bastard was shot 3 times in the back of the head with a small caliber gun, probably like a .22, and he was still alive. banging on doors. And then he just...
And nobody was there to help him.
No. No. But what were you going to do for him anyway? You know?
What would you do? Just patch up try to cover up the...
He had bullets in his brain, you know? So...
What would you do? Just try to...
You just patch up and make him comfortable until he goes.
Oh. Do you guys carry those? I've seen them online. Like the military has them. They're like big. They're like the inflatable.
We didn't have them back then.
Do they have them now? What are those things?
The guys now, these kids that are working now, I'm sorry, kids, whatever. They're kids.
They're young, yeah.
All right, they're kids. These kids now, they're like freaking paramedics.
Really?
Oh my God. Like these, and we had some guys that like had like specialized training. Mm-hmm. You'd see guys like rolling their sleeves up, like digging in, like patching people, wrapping, do this, hold this there. And you're like, well, how the hell does this guy know this?
Wow.
Yeah, so you know what it is? There's just, like I said, public servants, and you're out there to like save people and help people. And there's, you know, as far as scary moments, I mean, I know I just gave a little like glimpse of it, but
I'm sure there's a lot more.
That's what when you're out there and you're yelling about a cop and you're
right
talking about his pension and all this other bullshit that people talk about, you have no idea what that guy's going through and what he sees on a daily basis. And
so you don't have to.
Constant scared.
Yeah.
You know, constant. And a constant Rolodex in your head of, you know, not even to talk about the suicides.
Ugh.
You know, you see suicide and talk about like something fucking you up, right? Like you see a guy that committed suicide, hung himself, shot himself, did whatever, jumped off a fucking bridge. And you sit there and you're like, how do you get to that point? You know, holy fuck, am I ever gonna get to that point?
Yeah.
Like, how does it get that bad? And it's just, that's why, you know, and that's why it's so big now, like the military and the police and first responders, firemen, even firemen, seeing burnt bodies and stuff, forget it.
You ever save somebody from suicide?
Yes and no.
I feel like that's a pretty
So,
straightforward answer.
yes and no is, I was on the turnpike and I pull up to an accident and this black dude's standing there and he looks at me and he goes, yeah, trooper, he goes, I got rear-ended by a car and the young lady ran up to that bridge and she just jumped off. I'm like, what? I go running up. I see people looking over. And I'm like, what? Did she jump? It was the elevated roadway on the turnpike that was right near Vince Lombardi rest area. But underneath it is the swamp. This girl jumps off this bridge. It had to be a 150-foot drop. She lands in the muck. I'm looking down. She's down there stuck in the muck.
Stop.
Stuck.
Alive?
Alive. 2 troopers went down, ran into the muck, pulled her out.
No way.
Yeah.
Anything broken?
No.
She's fine.
She twisted her ankle.
That is insane.
It's like you could jump off there. You'll be fine. It's like jumping in a sponge.
It's like Jello.
It's like jumping in a big thing of
How
Jello.
far deep she go?
Oh, she was like up to her waist.
I wonder what her thought was. Did you talk to her?
I didn't talk to her.
I would love to hear if like she had an immediate regret as soon as she jumped off.
Of course she did. You don't want to die. I mean, this was a car accident. There was another kid up on 80. He this was sad. This freaked me out. He was like a 13-year-old kid.
Oh my God.
Rode his bike to an overpass on 80. Saw a truck coming. Jumped. The truck was watching this kid climb up. The truck driver turned. The kid landed on the road. Broke his leg. Nobody hit him. But like when we got there, I got there and then 2 other guys got there. We got there like at the same time. The look in this kid's eyes, I'll never forget. this kid had blue eyes, and he had this look like, I'm gonna die, and he didn't. And it was.
Did you talk to him?
The kid wouldn't talk. The kid was in shock. The kid was in full blown shock. Yeah, but they actually just saved the guy. It's funny you say that. The Turnpike guys, the Black Dragons, actually Jay Serrano's squad, they just saved the guy from jumping.
Wow.
Guy was going to jump. There was a guy talking to him. 2 other guys got behind him, and the 3 of them grabbed him.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, so they saved him. But, yeah, I mean, it's, like I said, you know, the things that you got to see, things that you got to hear and do and endure, it's constant scary moments. And even like, you know, if you're the station commander or you're the police chief or whatever, you know, your guys are in trauma, and if you're worth your salt as a leader, you feel their pain, you know?
Yeah.
But hopefully you're the type of guy that's been there, done that, and you could
Help them through it.
help them through it.
Right.
And now there's a lot of resources out there that I hope and pray that the guys use, you know, when they're
Right.
feeling a little wacky in their head, and you just talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Or you call somebody. Just call somebody and go, I need to talk. And you would know, like if a guy just wanted to talk, you know,
Yeah.
you would know.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, that's a good point.
yeah,
Wow. I've always known the sacrifices you make as a troop, but you don't really know till you put yourself in your shoes, you know, a little bit.
nah,
It's crazy.
You know, you don't know, but
And you still don't really know.
and again, it's sometimes you don't know what you're signing up for.
Right. Well, you probably wouldn't sign up if you knew.
Because, I mean, listen, I remember we had one fatal accident, and I don't want to give the details because of the family and everything like that, but truck tires came off a car and went across the highway and hit a couple of cars, but the first car they hit, you know, there was an individual that was killed instantly. And when I got there, there was nothing. There was nothing. There was a body and no head. And that day, and I remember I had, I don't even know, I think I had like 5 years on or 7 years on or something. I'll never forget, this other detective pulled up. He ran up and he looked in the car and he's like, holy shit.
That's so cool.
And I was like, I looked at him that day and I was like, that's it, man. I'm quitting. I'm done with this fucking job. But, you know, talked to some guys and got through it. But, yeah, you see some things sometimes where you're like, I think I had enough.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know?
Well, hey, thank you for your service.
All right. You're
We
welcome.
appreciate that.
You're welcome, New Jersey.
Yeah, absolutely. And shout out to not only the state troopers, but
Everybody.
everybody.
Anybody, the men and women that put the uniforms on,
Yep.
paramedics, the
Absolutely.
dispatchers, everybody we got out there that, you know, that has to deal with what society doesn't want to deal
Yeah,
with,
absolutely.
you know?
We appreciate and thank you for your service. That's it for today, everybody.
All right.
Like, subscribe, share, and let us know what you want to see us talk about next.
Sounds good.
That's it.
All right.
Peace.